So did everybody get my slideshow that wanted it?
About the hole?
Yeah.
Talking about a hole? Whose hole?
I think it's about Mel's hole.
Mel's hole.
Oh,
Yep.
Mel's hole.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Mel's hole today.
Seems a little personal.
Welcome to the Foolish Wanderers podcast.
Why must I be surrounded by fools?
Welcome, Wanderer.
Hey Wanderers! Welcome back to another Foolish Wanderers podcast. Today we have an extra special guest, our friend Kathew!
Yay!
Insert audio track. Okay.
Of applause.
Of applause.
Hold the applause. Hold the applause. Hold the applause. It's just Kathew.
Oh.
Oh,
Aw.
Kathew. So tell the listeners who you are.
Okay, I'm 24 Karat Kathew. That's who I is.
Oh man! All right, so
But we've known each other now for 6 years.
I
think so, yeah.
think it's 6 or 7. Yeah.
I think it's 6, because we started
I think we're
freshman
at
year
6.
college, yeah.
Yeah. So Katrina and I were roommates,
Mhm.
and then I found you, Kendra, in drawing 1.
Which was the worst class possible, but we suffered
But it
through
ended
together.
up being the best because, found you.
Yeah, it was probably the best. That class is awful.
Yeah, fundamental art classes are not great, just as a rule of thumb.
It's just like a huge waste of money.
They do it to, like, weed out the ones that really don't want to be there, though.
But nobody wants to be there. So,
In that class, maybe, yeah.
I mean, it was just a lot of money. And I still have a bunch of that stuff. But, Kat, you are a computer animator.
Yes. I'm also a stop motion animator
Mm-hmm.
and a 3D modeler. That's what I do at work a lot mostly right now. Doing a lot of texturing of models and things for advertisements.
Nice.
Cool. So before we get started with the podcast and get into all our topics and stuff, is there anything you want to plug? Like your social medias or Instagram or something like that, so people can go and check out your stuff? Or do you just be like,
Oh,
screw the fans?
I didn't think of that.
You should
I'm
have
not a very good.
Kathew.
I'm not very good at advertising myself, are I? Are I? What the what kind of English is that?
It's Kathew English.
It's Kathew English.
Yeah, that's true.
That's Catholicism. Wait, Catholicism. Not Catholicism.
No, that's very different. But
It's very different.
do you want to plug anything, Kathew?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I zoned out there for a moment. Also,
Why did you just stare at the screen? You were just like, you look like me in math class. You're zoned out.
I did. I told you. I just zoned out for a moment.
I know.
My Insta handle is cat_Cleavy. Cleavy is weird because it's spelled with a K, and it's spelled like Cleavy. KLYVE.
Nobody knows how Cleavy is spelled.
That's what I spelled it.
But you said it like it's an absolute and that everybody knows how to spell it.
Spell
now they
like
do.
Kathew. It's like, yeah, I hope so.
Well, now they do.
Okay, so
Boy.
that's your Instagram. That's where you've got like all your like mini animations and
Any artwork. That's mostly where I reside. Is
and
Instagram.
it's really cool stuff.
Yeah, go show her some love. Go check out her Instagram.
Go check out her Instagram. I just remember, Kat, do you remember that story about with your last name, how your family's from Norway,
Yeah.
and you would say like Cleave Mountain, and they went up to Cleave Mountain. Cleave Mountain.
Yeah. Turns out we're actually a hamlet.
What?
When you Google it, it's actually a hamlet on that mountain. It's a small town.
What the hell's a hamlet?
A small town.
Oh, I had no idea what that meant.
I thought Hamlet was like the Shakespeare play.
Yeah,
Hamlet.
same. Yeah.
That is also a
I thought you were
Shakespeare
trying
play.
to tell us you were like
No, a hamlet is
Dutch royalty or what? Danish royalty?
A hamlet is a very small country town kind of thing. Kind of like it's kind of like like an unincorporated.
On top of a mountain? On top of Cleveland Mountain.
No, it's at the base of a mountain. No one
Oh, it's
builds
the
a
base
town
of
up the top of a mountain.
Oh, so now your story's not right. It's at the base of Cleveland Mountain.
Yes, that's always been the story.
No, it was not. You would always tell
on
if
the mountain.
No. If anyone asked you about your last name, you'd go into this thing. You're like, well, my family's from Norway, and the mountain is Clevie, and we lived on the top of Clevie Mountain, and we're from Clevie Mountain.
Why do you sound like an Irish?
Because that's how I hear you when you talk about like storytelling. I hear you in like an Irish accent.
That's an interesting perception.
Those are cool accents. Those and Scottish accents are my favorite. Irish and Scottish.
Can be very difficult to understand.
True.
What is my favorite accent? I don't know. I think Texan.
Texan accents?
I like a Texan accent. It sounds fun. Kathy, what's your favorite accent?
Yeah, I'd have to say Scottish just because it sounds ridiculous and fun.
All right, Kathy. Enough about you. We gotta plug our own stuff. Okay, people. If you want to follow us, get in touch with us, need a shout out, have any ideas for a future episode, you can always email us at
fwplisteners@gmail.com.
Make sure you like and is it subscribe or is it follow on Instagram?
Follow.
It's
No.
follow. Okay, I haven't been
Follow.
on there in like a year. I've been doing a cleanse. Okay, but you can always follow us on our Instagram at
Foolish Wanderers Podcast.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
What's that thing that they say on PBS where they're like, this program is brought to you by viewers like you.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that what they say?
That's
Is
what
that,
they say.
did I just do word for word?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are we talking about today? We've got 24 Karat Kathew on,
Yeah.
and the title is 24 Karat Kathew and Mel's Hole.
That's
So-
unfortunate.
So we're going to be talking about. Well, we already talked about 24 Karat Kathew, Kathew. Those are her names, and then we're going to be talking
I
about.
guess they don't really know why it's called 24 Karat Kathew.
Do you want
Well-
to explain the nickname of Kathew?
Yeah, do you want to? Is that me or her?
I think it's
Wait,
more
I'm the one that
Kendra.
came up.
Well, it's you're the one who started it.
Yeah. So I think Kendra
I'm
should
Kat.
explain it.
Why did I start with Kathew? I don't really know.
Wasn't it
One
like
day-
cashews and
Maybe it was. I think from cat, it went to cashew, and then
Yeah.
from cashew, it
You
went to.
added Matthew for some reason. I don't know why, but
I
you
don't know
added
why
Matthew,
either.
and it was Kathew.
It's Kathew, yeah, as in Matthew, but Kathew, and it's spelled like Matthew, but with a K
Mhm.
instead of an M. I don't know why I started it, but it rolls off the tongue well. Katrina,
yes.
tell me about Mel's Hole.
All right. So the legend of Mel's bottomless hole began February.
Oh my!
You had to say bottomless hole.
It supposedly is, okay? It started in February 21st, 1997.
Oh wow, it's 24 years old.
Yeah, I guess. So it's a good timing. 24
Yeah, 'cause
episode. All of us
24 Karat Kathew. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Episode 24, 20 with our 24 Karat Kathew, who is 24 years old, and it's about Mel's Hole, which is also 24 years old.
The story, yeah. Heck yeah. It was good
Yeah.
timing.
A lot of 24s.
That's how we planned it.
We planned it just like that. We perfectly planned it. We knew all about it. Yep.
All right. So, in 1997, a man by the name of Mel Waters called into the radio show Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell, a show basically where they talked about a lot of like alien encounters and like cryptids and stuff, so like kind of creepy, unnatural stuff anyways.
Hold on.
Yes.
Mel is a man?
Mel is a man. Yes.
What's it short for?
Yeah.
Mel.
No,
That's all it says.
it's not a name.
Mel's a name.
Oh,
Mel.
like Mel Brooks or like
Yeah.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
what's Mel? But I thought Mel was like for something. Like it means something.
I always thought it was short
Oh.
for something.
I don't
like
know.
Mel.
They just said Mel Waters, so I'm just going with Mel Waters.
Like Malcolm is
Mel-
Yeah,
Malcolm?
like Malcolm.
Could be. I don't know.
Okay, I looked at Mel Gibson. His real name is Mel.
See?
It's not short for anything, so I'm gonna look up the other famous person, Mel Brooks, and I'm gonna see if that's short for anything. Melvin.
That
That's a
makes
cool
sense.
Yeah, Melvin. Okay, I'd rather be Melvin than Mel.
Yeah.
Both are cool.
Smelly.
Mel doesn't sound complete.
Uh-uh.
Sounds unfinished.
Anyways.
I mean, Cactus too, but
Cat. Well,
so you don't.
Cat's not her full
Cat-
name, though.
I know her full name is Kathew.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's just
Okay.
a nickname, you know? Yeah.
Good point.
All right. So apparently, Mel claimed that he owned a rural property 9 miles west of the town of Ellensburg in Kittitas County in Washington, in which the mysterious...
Wait, Kittities?
Yeah.
Kittities?
Kitty
Kittities?
titties.
Kittities? Kittities?
Kitty
Say that
titties.
fast, Cat.
Kitty titties. Kitty titties. Kitty titties.
Kittities? 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 Kittities?
Sounds like you're trying to roll your R's and failing.
It's hard. Kittities? Kittities County.
Good job.
Thank you.
Goodness. Okay. And this is the land that he claims that the mysterious hole is located. So, apparently, this hole has been on this farm because he bought it in I think it was in the 1990s or whatever. He bought this home from another couple that lived there for years and years and years. And apparently, on this land, in the middle of a pasture or something, there was a hole 9 feet across, surrounded by stones. There's a stone wall, so you wouldn't fall in completely.
Like a well.
Sounds like a well.
So it sounds sort of like a well, right? Yeah.
Are you describing a well?
It might be. I don't know.
Well.
So-
Thank you for the dad joke, Kathew.
So then he found this hole in the middle of the pasture, and he looked into it. He couldn't see the bottom. So what does any man do? He decided to first what he did was he yelled into it to see if he could hear an echo. There's no echo, so that's odd. So then he decides what any normal human would do. He'll throw stuff down it. So the next he decided, since there's a whole legend around this town that apparently when the other couple lived on the farm, they people would come in and just throw trash down it and would throw appliances and basically...
Wait, appliances?
Yeah,
like a fridge?
Yeah, someone threw a fridge down there apparently.
Like someone stole like a stove.
Probably.
So we're
yeah.
talking about big appliances, not like a blender or a toaster or anything like
that.
Yeah,
No,
right?
He said it's like a fridge, like a big appliance.
Oh my
yeah.
God!
So,
why? Why?
Well, because it was a bottomless hole. Apparently, one of the reasons why he was so curious about it is because apparently people have been throwing stuff in there for decades. It hasn't filled up at all. You can't even see any of the trash. So he wanted to figure out how deep this hole is. So he tried a couple different ways to measure it. The first thing he did was apparently he was a deep sea fisher. Apparently, and so he had a bunch of 200-pound fishing line or something, so he tied a 1-pound weight to it, started lowering it down, and kept going. So some sources are kind of different. Some say he stopped before he could ever reach the bottom. It was 15,000 feet or something like that.
What?
Apparently. But then people were like, well, wouldn't something happen? Wouldn't either gravity be even worse, pull on it more and snap the twine, or wouldn't it get too hot and melt the fishing line or whatever? Apparently not. So, but the second test he did was he tied a bunch of lifesavers, the candy, to the end of another string to see if it hit water. Because if you pull it back up and lifesavers were melted or wet or whatever, he hit water. Well, he pulled them up, they weren't wet. So he never really found out how deep exactly this hole was. But he
Who thinks to use lifesavers candy?
That was my
Mel did.
Mel's a weirdo. And also, this is just because I'm from an area where underground mining was very popular.
Mhm.
But I've been tours in an underground mine before, and I don't really remember how far down we went. How far I went down, it just got cooler, 20 degrees cooler.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it wouldn't be hot for the fishing line to melt unless the Earth's core. But Mel's not gonna have a fishing line that long.
Yeah. So that was the thing. Is he estimated the hole to be 80,000 feet deep.
What the?
I don't know. I don't know how he got that amount, but apparently That's his estimate.
What? It estimates it's 80. What?
And then,
He just estimates it's 80,000 feet deep.
yeah,
What the heck?
yep.
Yeah, so the mine I'm talking about is the Sedan underground mine in north of Minnesota, and that's the deepest level is 2,341 feet.
Yeah, that's not that deep. That's deep, but not crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it was cold because I went down there because they have an underground lab for the Minos project down there where they're looking for dark matter. So I
Oh,
went down there to tour the lab.
that's cool. I want to go
Mhm.
there
That's
now.
neat.
I don't know. That was someone's theory, at least. That was like someone's like disproval
Whose
theory.
theory? That drunk Irish man at the bar's theory was 80,000 feet.
I don't know.
Yeah. 80,000 feet.
I don't know. But there's also a bunch of other theories and like mysterious happenings supposedly from this hole. So apparently, one of the legends is that a man, his dog died, so he threw the dog down the well.
Why would you do that?
Well, apparently, then a couple days later, he was out hunting and saw the same dog with the same tags with the same collar, but it ran away from him.
So
That's
the
really
hole
freaky
just
deaky.
like So are you saying this is like some sort of weird Jesus resurrection hole, and then it just resurrects like a fridge or like or a dog?
That's the legend. Is like this dog came back to life supposedly. So I haven't seen any other reports of animals coming back to life from this hole, but that's what they
Okay.
said.
All right.
Hmm.
Yep. So then apparently after Mel he called into this radio show, right? He's talking about this crater, his hole that he found, and then he apparently a few days later he came back home and was greeted by government officials, basically saying you're not allowed back on your property. A plane crashed here, and he's like, "Where's the wreckage? Where's the smoke?" No one's acting like freaked out. They're like, "You're not allowed on your property." He's like, "Yes, I am." So he tries to go back, and then they blackmail him, saying that if he goes back on the property, there can possibly be a meth lab that's found on his property. So they're trying to blackmail him to stay off his property.
Oh wow.
And then-
So they wait a second.
Hmm.
So you're telling me that this man named Mel
Mhm.
supposedly found this hole that had this stone structure around it, right?
Mhm.
And he said he discovered it,
Mhm.
but there's also tales of like the old couple that lived there knew about it, and sort of the townspeople.
Yeah.
So Mel just said like I discovered it, even though other people knew about it way before me. And there's
Well,
this
that's not
dog
new.
that was thrown, dead dog that was thrown in the hole and was resurrected. And then the government just came and said, "Hey, if you say, if you say anything, we're gonna tell him you're a meth head."
Yeah.
I think he's a meth head.
So after that, I think he kept pestering them or something. So they're like, okay, we're gonna.
The government or the radio show?
Mel he kept trying to come back to his land. So
Okay.
then they basically said, okay, we'll pay you $25,000 a month to stay off your land. So basically,
Whoa.
then yeah. So then he was like, okay, cool, I'm moving to Australia.
What?
Yep. Yeah, big jump there. So he took that money, got all of that, packed it up his life, and moved to Australia. Not to farm or anything. No, he went to care for wounded wombats. Yeah,
Wait, he set up a foundation, like a charity for wombats?
he's taking care of wombats now.
What a noble man.
So then eventually he came back. He decided he was done with Australia, came back to the US, wanted to come back to his farm.
Wait, there are a bunch of wombats that need his help.
There was. Apparently, he must have helped them all.
Oh wow.
They don't need his
Okay.
help anymore. Yeah. He helped them. So,
Efficient.
yeah. So when he got back to the US, somehow mysteriously all his money disappeared. They stopped paying him, and all the money that they paid him to stay off the land was gone.
Oh.
So he no longer has the millions of dollars that he earned from staying off of his land.
Oh, the proof is gone. Okay.
Yep. So then apparently there has been a few people that have said that they've seen the hole, but it's still kind of a mystery if like they're actually telling the truth or they're just trying to elaborate on this story. There was a guy called Gerald R. or Gerald R. Osborne, or he used the name Red Elk. He described
Okay.
himself as an intertribal medicine man, half-breed, Native American, and white man. Yeah, and when he told reporters...
Wait, he called himself that?
Yeah, yep,
Okay.
yep. And then apparently he told reporters in 2012 that he visited the hole many times since 1961. He claimed that the government maintained a top-secret base over where it was, and he claimed that alien activity occurs there, so no one's allowed there anymore. But in 2002, supposedly he was supposed to like bring a bunch of people to the hole. He mysteriously got lost, and he couldn't find the hole anymore.
Yeah.
So,
mysteriously.
yeah. Anyway, back to Mel. So, when he got back to the US, he decided, I want to look for more mysterious holes. So, he
He
went to
became a hole hunter?
a hole hunt. Yep. Apparently.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
So, there was apparently a Native American group, Native American tribe, that heard about his story and brought him to a hole in Nevada that was even more mysterious. So this one, instead of being surrounded by rocks, this one was surrounded by metal. So it was like a big like metal rim around it, a big metal like not wall, but like to mark it, I guess. And it was said to have magical powers. So to test the depth of this hole, he and some friends placed a sheep into a crate, like a wooden crate, and lowered it steadily.
Wait, a sheep?
A live sheep, yeah.
Why are they doing this to ant? Like,
I don't know.
I don't like that. That's
No.
just not nice.
Use
Yeah.
a sheep. They're not very.
That's a-
They're kind of.
Why not a rat or
know.
anything? Like, that's lighter.
I don't
Sheep's
know.
rather bulky.
Apparently this poor sheep was like freaking out, didn't want to go near the hole, and then so like they put him in this crate and they lowered him in, and then eventually so he was like thrashing around in the box trying to get out, and then when he got about 1,500 feet down, it all of a sudden stopped. So they pulled it back up, and the sheep was dead, appearing to have been cooked from the inside out. Apparently there's a butcher with them, so he was like, oh, I'm just going to cut it open, see what it looks like, and maybe eat it. So we can eat it.
Who isn't with them? This is like the
It's like-
this is like the village people, you know, the people that sing the YMCA where there's like a
Yeah.
Native American, a police officer, a firefighter. Who
yeah.
isn't with them at this point?
The
Oh, we have
butcher,
a
the
butcher, my
baker, and
butcher
the
friend
candlestick maker.
Butcher fruit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, the butcher's there.
Well, when they opened up the sheep, they found a gelatinous tumor-like glob where the sheep's internal organs should have been. So, yep.
That's gross.
So, when they opened the sheep, found this tumor, they realized it's moving. And
What?
the sheep was dead, but it's moving. And something was
What?
trying to get out.
What?
Yep. So, the Waters decided that someone needed to cut it open. And when it was cut open, a little creature that Waters described it looking like a fetal seal. It was like a fleshy...
What does that mean?
So picture
A
like...
fetal seal.
So picture a baby seal, but with no fur and with human eyes.
Oh,
Oh, human. Why does
eyes
it
are
have human
disturbing
eyes?
on anything but humans.
I don't know. I don't know. And apparently it still had an umbilical cord stuck in the tumor.
Oh, did they cut? Who cut the umbilical cord?
I have no idea. I don't think I want to know. Then so Waters went to claim that the strange tumor seal had a haunting human-like eyes, which looked into its soul.
Oh.
And then apparently all the people in the group felt like this deep sense of calm, and they stared into this thing's eyes for hours.
What in the?
So like hypnotized them, and they stared at it for hours. Yeah. So then he decided that it must have been telepathically communicating with him, because then he all of a sudden said it needed to go back to the hole.
Oh, so let me guess. They threw all of their evidence
Into the
into the hole.
Yep. So it crawled back to the hole and jumped
Oh,
in.
the fetal seal crawled back with human eyes crawled back to the hole. Huh.
Yep. And then the men scooped up the sheep into a tarp and tossed that down there as well.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. So now it's just their word.
Yep.
Pretty much.
So
yeah.
now, yeah. Okay,
Yep.
so now they claim to have had like some sort of weird like eye orgy with this fetal seal in the middle of the desert by this hole for hours. Okay, this telepathic I want to keep wanting to say a feel seal, but it's fetal seal. And then they just threw all their evidence into the hole. Okay, all right.
Yep. So another test that they did
Oh, more experiments with the hole.
More experiments. So another
What are
one.
they going to throw down there now? Alive, baby?
Not quite. So they bought some ice, like some ice cubes, put it into a bucket, lowered it to 1,500 feet down the hole, and then when they pulled it back up,
What, the ice melted?
when they pulled it back up, the ice had not melted and actually was no longer cold to the touch. It actually apparently was too hot to touch. Mel said it had a texture like silica, like the like those powders of like the little silica, like if you get like shoes.
Yeah.
So then apparently they use this now burning ice to use it. They use it as like a cooking fire. It said that the new substance could be used as a source of heat. One guy took some stuff home and he put it in his wood stove. The thing's been keeping the place warm for over 3 months. This man.
There you go. There you go. Mel Waters, the not meth head, the not meth maker, doesn't have a meth lab on his land, found the new source of energy for the future people. It's this burning silica ice from a hole that a fetal seal jumped out of.
Renewable energy.
It's climate.
Oh man, it gets a little bit crazier
Oh.
too. So apparently, this guy was using this stuff in his fireplace or something to keep his house warm. It burned, so like it didn't burn his house, but like it burned, like it dried up everything in it. So like his like wood cabin or whatever was like getting drier and drier, and eventually somehow this ice sunk 5 feet into the ground. So it just bore a hole into the ground.
So
Apparently.
it's sucking the moisture out of everything around it.
Pretty much. And then eventually the house collapsed around it because it was so
Oh.
dry and brittle.
All of this makes sense. All
Yep.
of this makes complete scientific sense.
Yep. And then a team of unknown researchers
Oh,
speculated.
unknown researchers. Do you know where they got the degrees from?
Oh, I don't know. But they appeared later at the cabin and attempted to use construction equipment and metal chains to remove the stove since it had sunk 5 feet into the ground. They poured water into the hole by the stove, and then metal chains fused to the stove. It was just successfully removed, and then was taken away by government officials.
They're back. Okay.
Yep. The end of the story is, he says, local news reporters who investigated the claims found no public records of anyone named Mel Waters ever residing in or owning any property in Kittitas County. So basically, he doesn't exist.
So it's just an urban legend.
Pretty much, yeah. So no one knows who the guy actually was that called into the radio show, but yeah, he created this whole elaborate story, which with all these like evidence cover-ups and everything like that, it's pretty obvious it was just a story. It could have been just like a publicity kind of stunt if like the radio show wasn't doing so good or whatever, because they are like a cryptid like alien
Yeah.
show. So that could have been part of it. Is like this guy called in. They have recordings of it, like you can look up the interviews and stuff. They have that recorded and saved so you can listen to them still. But it's kind
I
of
kind of want to hear it.
Who comes up with this stuff, though?
I know it's better than any Lifetime movie I've ever seen. So has anyone found the holes? Because there's 2 apparently.
I don't think so. Apparently there's people that like go out there and look for it, and like go out to the county and like they're searching for it, and then people are like, well, if it's taken over by government officials, there'd be a building over it now or like something. And people, there was like a few documentaries, like student made ones that just find random holes, and it's just big holes in the middle of fields that could have been wells because they're not that deep. So I don't think anyone has ever really found like these, because there's 2 of them. So there's the one in Washington and the one in Nevada.
Yeah. And the one's 80,000 feet
Yeah,
deep.
that's
Apparently,
quite a distance.
So deeper
Deeper
than the
yeah.
Marianas Trench, deeper than the deepest hole dug by man. You know,
Deeper than Mount Everest,
yeah. So
which is 29,000 feet. So, wow. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you, Mel.
Yeah.
I think the moral of the story is, don't do peyote with a bunch of hippies and a butcher in the middle of the desert.
Is it?
That is.
Can I ask what peyote
Good
is?
lesson to learn from this.
I don't know what that is.
It's a hallucinogenic drug.
Oh, okay.
It's just like it's just
Okay.
so it's Spanish for caterpillar cocoon.
What? Okay. That's
Yeah.
Is it actually caterpillar cocoons, or is it just like it looks like it?
It looks kind of like a little cactus. Little
Oh.
cacti.
Interesting.
It's a
Okay.
plant.
I think it is a cacti, but it's been used for like thousands of years by Native American tribes for like religious and healing purposes, stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, Kathew's right. It's just a psychedelic, like smoke it, chemical, and it'll create visions and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's cool. But yes, there you go. Yep.
So that was Mel's hole.
What's not whole? And then you got your resources. What did you used?
So a few of the websites that I used, the one that I got most of the information from, well, listen to podcasts. The one that I listened to for the most information about this was Expanded Perspectives. And then some of the websites I looked at were Cryptid, Wiki, Daily Record, and then, of course, Wikipedia, the tried and true Wikipedia. So,
That was Mel's hole.
yeah.
Kathy, what did you think?
It was everything I thought it would be.
Wait. You thought you knew that there was going to be a fetal seal that had telepathic
Oh,
powers?
for sure. Didn't
That had
you?
human eyes? I didn't. I saw the sheep, but I didn't think that there was going to be a.
Yeah, there's gonna be like a live tumor that comes
Oh
out
my
and looks
God,
at you
yeah.
and hypnopatizes you with his human eyes.
Well, aren't
and
all
crawls back
aliens
in.
born
But-
from breaking out of another creature?
I think that's just Aliens, the movie.
Well,
Most
yes, technically,
aliens.
yeah.
With Sigourney Weaver, which is a really good movie. Scary.
Yeah.
Fun story, when that movie came out, my dad was in the military, the army,
Okay.
and he couldn't see it because he couldn't go off base.
Mm.
But my mom was before cell phones and anything like that, internet, all before that. But my mom went to the movie theater with one of her friends to go see the movie because he really wanted to see it. And she hated it so much.
Oh
She hates
no.
scary movies, so she was so like freaked out and scared, and then she had to call him after and describe the movie to him.
Oh no. Traumatized twice. Oh.
Yep.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
That's funny.
That's cute.
Oh, it's cute. Should we move on to
Yeah.
my Alaska, my story about Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I wanted to talk about this when it was trending, which was at the beginning of May, I think. But I kept forgetting about it, and it's been like 5 weeks. So we're gonna get to it today, people. This is what used to be trending.
With
So
Kendra.
Yep. So I remember seeing this like in a fact book or something like that before. Just the fact.
Okay.
And I remember hearing about it, reading about it, but this went viral on TikTok
Mhm.
from the girl that actually lived in this town. But everybody, basically it's just a story about how everybody in this little town in Alaska called, I'm gonna butcher it. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's Whittier or Whittier.
think it's
I hope it's
Whittier.
Whittier.
I think it's
I
Whittier.
hope it's not Whittier.
Whittier.
We're gonna say
yeah.
Whittier.
Yeah.
But everyone in this little town, Whittier, they live under one roof. And so I was like, just imagine like your classmates or your neighbors, like your dentist, stuff like that. Everyone living under one roof.
Is it just to
Like
like
one-
preserve energy, or
I think it is.
I think what I read about it was like it's either I think it's an Air Force or an Army base is what it used to be, and so everything was in that one building. But yeah, so it was like an old government base somehow.
So their post office, their grocery store, police station is just all like an elevator right away. So 85% of the town's population, which is 300 people, they all live under one 14-story building. And it looks like a Soviet era apartment building.
Yeah, it does.
It just looks like concrete slabs with sad windows.
That's crazy?
But the video has surpassed more than 14 million views on TikTok.
Because it's interesting, right? Like it's so different
I
than how
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's so
than-
different than what we think.
I think in general it's really weird. So there's like a grocery store in that building, and it sells like basic cooking and cleaning supplies, and then mail and crime inquiries. The residents could take an elevator ride down to the the post office and police station, and there's a church in the basement apparently.
I
Oh,
wonder what made people want to live there, like settle and make that a town.
I don't know. Sometimes you just live in a place and you grow up there and you just really don't have any more desire to leave that
Right,
place.
right.
You're
But
just
the
content.
people who started it.
I don't know, but there's even a community school,
Hmm.
which is like across the way from the apartment building, and they have 60 students enrolled there. So they're doing okay, I guess. It's kind of small but
Yeah, it's like the girl that her TikToks. I should find her handle. But
she said it was her and one other person that were graduating.
those are just two people.
Two people. Two people.
I thought you said 10, but two sounds more accurate.
Maybe it's 10. I don't know, but so it says that the town was built during the Cold War and the building's called the Baggage Towers, and the Alaska Railroad owns 90% of the town, so there are no single family homes. And then the rest of the population lives in a smaller condominium. So there's the big apartment, and then there's a little baby apartment off to the side, and then a little school. I think that's kind of neat.
It's definitely interesting.
Because you're all just like a big community, like a little cute community, all just smushed together into one. I mean, there's no fast food restaurants or anything like that, or malls, or
There's practically
you know,
nothing.
it's just you and the apartment and the people that live there. I think it's kind of neat.
Yeah, I saw the one video about there's a teacher there for like first through like fourth grade. She said that she grew up there and she didn't think to leave because it's just like everyone's family, like everybody, and it's such a close knit community, so it's just home.
Mm.
So that makes sense.
It's cute. When my older cousin, she is in the Air Force and she is in Alaska right now, based there. But my younger cousins, they went to go visit her for their birthday.
Okay.
And they drove into the town and past it. And one of my little cousins, she sent me a Snapchat video of the town, so the apartment building.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
she's like, yeah. So she was like, this is. So she saw it. They all saw it.
Aw.
So she's like, this is a town where everyone just lives in one building.
Oh, that's cool. Aw,
So that's cool. So they all saw it. They all went in there. Yeah.
nice.
That's cool.
Isn't there like a hotel like outside of the building too? That's just like down the street or something?
I think
Say.
so. It's just really small. Like again, like
Mhm.
80 something percent of the population lives in that one building.
Yeah.
But there's also, I was just trying to think of other places where everything is in one building in America.
I mean, besides like
There,
casinos and stuff where you have like they trap you.
like that. No, not like that. There's, I can't remember what it's called, but there's I don't know if it's still active. Might be, might not be. But there's a military base in this mountain in Colorado,
Oh wow.
and it has like a dentist office and a post office and a clinic and all sorts, like that sort of thing, like radio station and everything like that in this little mountain apartment building.
Oh, that's cool.
Also the Pentagon, because I've toured that for like school fun
Oh,
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
But the Pentagon's got like sort of its own little town inside of it too. They've got businesses, and I think they have a subway.
Really?
Yeah.
Gotta have that
Oh
subway.
wow. Could you imagine working there? And you're just like, I'm just gonna go to the Pentagon. Why? My shift at Subway.
I mean, you would have to have like an invitation. I think you'd have a clearance. I hope so to get into
for
the
sure.
Pentagon.
Yeah.
I hope.
For sure, yeah.
I have a
background
clearance for the
check.
Pentagon. Really? What do you do there? I make sandwiches.
I make sandwiches.
It's an important job, okay?
There was a gift shop in the Pentagon, and I bought like a hat.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But the Pentagon was because I've been to DC a few times, and I think the Pentagon was probably my favorite tour or building I've ever seen there.
Really? Why?
I just liked it a lot. It was just a lot weirder than because you see it in movies as being like that big room with the and it's like dark and everyone's sitting in like those mid-century looking like velvet red chairs around this big round table with the like world map around them or something, and we're like yes, we're going to like send out the nukes, whatever they say. But It's really odd. It's built in layers.
Right.
Like floors, you mean? Or like
No,
you go in and
there's
in and
a
in.
floor. There are floors, but there's like
Okay.
layers of the building. So you're outside sometimes to go into this next layer of the Pentagon.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so I
Interesting.
think and then we saw like quotation marks around this whole sentence. Saw
Yeah.
the most high-tech security building clearance of the what I just described, like the movie scene where everyone's sitting around the
Mhm.
table.
Mhm.
We saw the entrance to it.
I'm sure there's more beyond that, but
There is definitely, but all that there was like a keypad thing on this door, and then there was a little window, and you could look in there, and then there was this big long hallway, and it was like kind of dark with just like single lit
oh, that's
lighting
creepy.
down there. That was creepy. And then at the end of the hallway, there was like this huge, like a safe door, like a big safe door, and then there was like a bunch of keypad and other like little tablet stuff by it.
Oh, cool.
And then this was when Obama was still president. I don't know who the Secretary of Defense was during that time, but we were walking down the hallway, and all of a sudden the tour guide was like, "Oh," like went like a, and he was like, he was like, "Hi," to this guy that was walking. We were like, "Okay," and then he was like, "Do you know who that was?" And we were like, "No." He was like, "That was the Secretary of Defense."
Oh, wow. That was
And
cool.
we're like, "Oh, it was it?" And we're like, "Okay." We went into sort of like the offices too, and then there was like a big, huge portrait, and I was like, "Oh, that was the guy." He was like, and underneath it had the plaque. It was like Secretary of Defense, so and so.
oh, that's cool.
The Pentagon was a cool tour. I liked it. They got a bunch of stuff. This is a fun story. So in the center of the Pentagon, they have like this courtyard,
Oh, cool.
and the whole like myth, like wives' tale thing, is during the Cold War, the Soviets had some sort of intelligence or radar, something where they were able to notice that all the people during this certain time of day were going into this building or this area in the courtyard, in the center of the courtyard. And they put together that that's where the nukes were. They were like, "Oh, that
Oh.
must be where like the missiles are. That must be where the nukes are. We should." So they pointed all of their whatever weapons at that area of the Pentagon. And so at the center of what they were going to was a hot dog stand. That's what it actually was. It was
Lunchtime
a
and they
hot
wanted
dog
hot
stand.
dogs.
Yeah. So can't remember what the heck the hot dog stand was, but I think they call it like nuke dogs now or something. Like that's the joke.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
But yeah, it was just a hot dog stand. It wasn't the top secret meeting room that they thought it was. It was just a hot dog stand. People get hungry.
That's
They
great.
want hot dogs. It must
Aw.
have been a good hot dog stand if everyone was always going there.
I don't know. It was closed when I went.
Oh.
Oh no! Hey, it's just a front. That's how you get down to the nukes. Is you take an elevator from that cart, you just climb
I'm
into
sure.
it, you just go down.
And then you go on a giant wiener themed roller coaster ride until you get to the main office area, like the conference room area, and then then you
Pull
put
up
on
the
your
lever, crunk.
yeah, it's exactly like Emperor's New Groove, like that ride.
Yep.
It's exactly like that. Oh my god. But what was I gonna say next? I don't even know. Yeah, that's the only other thing I can think of that sort of has like a mini city, sort of, stuff like that
Mhm.
in one building in America. It's just that one hill, that military base in Colorado. Don't remember what the heck it's called, and then the Pentagon.
I guess the other thing that I could think of is like isn't it nursing homes? There's a nursing home that on the inside.
What? What nursing homes? What?
So there's a nursing home that on the inside it's made. I think it's a dementia ward. So it's like it looks like all these like cute like little gift shops and like restaurants. Just so because like they don't go outside. So it's like this really cute
Wait, what?
building inside.
So
Let me bring it up.
this nursing home has
They've
this
decorated
area
the
where it's
inside.
built to look like a little town.
to make it look like
Yeah,
a
let me
little
look it up.
town inside. I've seen that one. It's cute. Yeah, they'll make like the doors into their rooms look like the door of like a house. Like so they have like this little front porch
Yeah.
on it or something, and the cafeteria is
Oh,
made to
that's
look like an old diner or
cute.
something.
Yeah. Oh, here
Oh,
we
that's
go.
cute.
It's like a kind of like a theater or something there.
Oh, that's cute. So I'm looking at it. Kind of looks like how you would think of like a classic American downtown.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like downtown Disney.
It does, yeah.
So they have like a little, like a movie theater, a classic looking movie theater with the marquee and everything.
Yeah, and like their
With the
actual
light up signs. Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
yeah, and like their
They have
rooms.
little, their rooms are made to look exactly what Kat said. They have like little bungalows that look like houses.
Yeah, and like the ceilings painted like the
Cool.
sky. Yeah, it's really cute.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's really helpful
I
for
like
dementia
that.
patients too.
yeah,
Puts them at ease.
yeah. So they have like the turf for grass and stuff. Yeah, it's cute. I wish more nursing homes did that because
Yeah.
it wouldn't make it feel as cold. I guess I don't know.
I
Oh,
know. I
yeah.
feel like they don't put enough money into that stuff.
They
though,
don't.
You know.
Yeah, sadly, yeah. I think there's a little grocery store in there too, isn't there?
Cute.
Yeah, so that's cool.
I think the army base, the military base that I'm talking about, is the Cheyenne Mountain in
Oh, okay.
Colorado.
Oh,
Yeah, the Cheyenne Mountain Complex, which has got like all the. I think it's meant to, if I remember right. I'm probably very wrong, but if I remember right, I think it's supposed to be like a bunker. So if stuff goes down,
Oh,
bad
so
things
like
go down,
they all just
Fallout
go in there
shelter.
to protect each other.
you run into this black hole in the side of the mountain called Mel's Hole. No, I'm joking.
Just fall for eternity. Don't worry, you get revived like that dog.
Mhm.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a bunker.
Oh yeah, it's just like it's like one of those Wile E. Coyote cartoons where the Roadrunner has like that bridge or like that tunnel painted into it. And
Yep,
just
but
rip it
it's
off. It's kinda, if only that worked in real life.
yep. So if you want to learn more about that sort of stuff, look up the Cheyenne Mountain Mountain Complex.
A mountain?
The mountain.
Oh, I saw too with Whittier. Apparently they have so it's like a tunnel going there. So like you have to be back in the city by 10:30 at night, otherwise you get locked out.
Of
So,
the
like,
city?
Yeah, because like the tunnel under the mountain closes at 10:30. So if you're not in there, you get locked out. That's scary. In Alaska, that's
That's
scary.
scary. The
Yeah.
temperatures would freeze in the winter.
In winter, yeah.
Where's Kathew?
She left. She got too tired. She's tired from her shift at Subway. She had to get up.
Just tired of making subs for the. Yeah.
No, she went
Where
down
did she
to the.
go?
She went down the hot dog ride.
There she is. Oh my gosh.
Did you go down the nuke ride? Down the hot dog? Atomic dogs?
Did you go in Mel's Hole?
No, not that. I went down the hot dog ride.
Oh, was it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get a Did you get a souvenir, like a picture
We got
taken?
complimentary hot dogs.
Oh, that seems kind of sad though. Like I would want like a, I don't know, maybe like a Reuben sandwich.
It's a hot dog stand.
I would rather have a Reuben. I would rather have a Reuben sandwich than a hot dog.
Well, go to the Subway. Get a Reuben.
I'm gonna go there after when Kathew is working again at Subway. at the Pentagon.
You have to
There you
come and see me at work.
There you
Oh
go.
my god. Oh my god. Okay, people. We wrap this up? Kathew, what did you think? Did you have fun?
Yes.
Did you have fun? Good. All right.
Yes.
Well,
It's so much better than listening to you after the fact because then I try and yell at you during the time and then I realize
Aw.
I'm not talking to anyone.
oh, Kathew, we'll have to have you back then.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yes.
fun.
We had fun.
It's fun having a third person to kind of bounce the ideas off of and stuff.
I know. That's so much fun. Now she's doing a head bounce because she heard bounce head ideas off of. All right, people. I hope you had as much fun as Kathew listening to this episode of the Foolish Wanderers podcast. Thank you for listening. Please share and download, and I don't know, what else do people do? Get notified for new episodes?
Yes.
Yeah, if you follow us, and I think when you follow us on Spotify, it should give you a notification.
I think it does.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Share it
You
with all your
okay?
alien friends. Share it with your friends, and go to the Pentagon and get some Subway sandwiches.
Start playing this episode, throw it down Mel's hole, and see if
Though I'm sure there are other subways where you can get sandwiches that will be a lot easier than the Pentagon.
Oh, the Pentagon's
So-
fun. Come on.
I was thinking about having a hot dog.
Ooh, hot dog sounds good.
Ooh, hot dog.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
And is this your regular spot? We're in O'Connor's bar.
Oh wait, this guy is it? Kathew, where'd
Yeah.
you go, Cashew?
I'm right here.
You know how you were talking about Irish accents?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what this old man is saying?
Let me
He's an
see.
old Irish man.
Yeah. Good idea.
Good to know.
I'm
old Jarvis. I'm a farmer.
You're a farmer.
I'm a son farmer.
And is this your regular spot? We're in O'Connor's bar.
I got Jack's Zone. I said, tell me Jane, John, and Jack's.
Okay.
I moved around.
You moved around a lot.
I mean, like a statue.
But come here, is this your favourite pub in town?
No, I'm enjoying them there. They're good to me.
They're good to you.
We get on the bar, but they're good to me.
Linda.
Kathy, did you get any of that?
That's intense.
You still processing it, Kathy?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you want, that was only a snippet of the video, but if you want to hear the full video, it's called. Just type in on YouTube the strongest Irish accent you'll ever hear.
Dang.
And the old man looks insane.
He sounds insane.
He looks like they put him on the top of a crow's nest of a ship and left him there for 30 years.
Oh.
That's
He
a
looks
look.
like he drinks so much that he's pickled himself.